Pleasure here, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a book review on Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. I literally just finished this on Sunday. Before I go on anything else, this is Toni Morrison's first novel. Because she's such a prolific writer, I wanted to start from her first novel and kind of see how she transitioned as a writer and grew in terms of her writing style. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the review. So I'm going to read the summary in the back just so I don't miss anything. It says, The Bluest Eye is Toni Morrison's first novel, like I just told you. A book heralded for its richness of language and boldness of vision. Set in the author's girlhood hometown of Lorain, Ohio, it tells the story of Black 11-year-old Pecolia Breedlove. Pecolia prays for her eyes to turn blue so that she will be as beautiful and beloved as all the blonde, blue-eyed children in America. In the autumn of 1941, the year the marigolds in the Breedlove's garden do not bloom, Pecolia's life does change in painful and devastating ways. So there's a lot of different things about this novel. There's so many layers to it, and it's so multifaceted that it's definitely going to take a whole review for me to really hit at everything that I really loved in this book. But for now, I'm just going to tell you guys what my overview thought on this Bluest Eye. Even though this book is not really like the most resounding work of Toni Morrison, she's really known for Beloved and for Sula and for other books like her later works. To me, this was such a strong novel, and I think I could understand why she is so celebrated and why she is known as such a huge writer of our time, because this book was phenomenal. I gave it 5 stars out of 5 on Goodreads. It is such a deep novel, and it's deep in a way that it hits you because it is told from a very innocent and childlike spirit, and the kind of themes and things that happen in this book is just devastating, that this is a reality that many people actually face. And so I don't want to go too deep into I don't want to give out anything away. So if you have not read this book, I highly suggest you have. From this point on, I will be going into spoilers of the novel. So if you have not read it, I would suggest stopping right here, reading it, and coming back like I do every review. Now, I noticed that I'm getting way better with these book reviews, but what I decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down these novels that I review in certain categories and tell you for why I liked or disliked a novel based on the categories. So the way I judge these novels is based on writing style, setting, character development, and then finally the theme and the message of the book, if it was well crafted or whether it wasn't. So with those 4 categories in mind, we're going to step into, I'm going to be talking about the character development. Now, the character development in this book, there's a lot of different characters at play. You have Pecolia, who's the main girl, you have her two friends, you have her mother, her father, you have her brother, you have so many different people at play in this book. And what Toni Morrison does so well is she has this very sensitive way of representing these different people in the most very realistic way. And what I mean by that is I think as a writer myself, it's very hard to write driving characters and to write so many of them. Instead of like telling it through one voice, you have to present different characters in a very unique way in each one. It's not like it's the same narrative. It seems like the same narrator in many different people, and that's something that is over time, it's a skill that you pick up, and I'm learning that myself. But Toni Morrison does this in her first novel so incredibly well. She makes all her characters stand out besides the main character, and she makes you sensitive to them, even if they all play a part in, I guess, the corruption of the innocence of Pecolia. Now, I will say that Pecolia, this novel takes place over a course of a summer, and it talks about the family history of Pecolia, her parents, and then of course the girls that are involved, and the people in her neighborhood. But also the climax plot is that she is raped by her father and she becomes pregnant. and kind of the aftermath of what that major climactic event ensues. And you really see the downfall of a child. Like, she's like 12 or 11 at this age, and something like that catastrophic to happen. But at the same time, Toni Morrison has this kind of sensitivity with the characters in her book that so well that you, even though you hate the father for what he's done and for the person he's become, you grow to dislike her mother because she is someone very, very sensitive. You also feel very, very bad for all the characters involved because they can't help what they become or who they are because of the environment they grow up in, because of the racism, because of the limited resources they have, because of where they live. And so she crafted that so beautifully. Now, that went for the setting as well. Toni Morrison has this great way of, she presented her hometown Lorraine very, very well. I saw it as a kind of low income suburban area, but very green, but dirty at the same time, and rigid. And also you can tell the setting a lot of times is by the people that live in that setting. You have definitely a better idea of what that setting is, and Toni Morrison depicted that so well in this book. Toni Morrison's writing style is very lyrical, it's very beautiful, but at the same time it's something very poignant. Like, the way that she explains how things feel, with how they look like, how they feel, how they taste. It's almost like you can reach into the book and touch it yourself. And that is something that not a lot of writers have in their writing style. And Toni Morrison has that, and she does it effortlessly. And for such a dark, scary story that this is, she did that so beautifully. And it kind of complemented the novel well. Now, the last thing I will say is the message of the story, and of course the themes. Now, the themes, of course, besides pedophilia, you also have racism, you have colorism, you also have classism associated with race as well, and you have prejudice within the race, prejudice against different families, different ways of life. You have all that kind of braids the fabric of the story and the setting, and it really draws the story together. And she put those themes in very, very well. Pedophilia is something that is a psychological disorder. It is something that that even though it is something that's so dark and nasty, we don't like to talk about, it is something that is very rampant, especially in communities like this, and especially in societies where patriarchal societies. That's kind of where it's more rampant. Now, the last thing I will say about this novel is the message. The message of the story is how society can break innocence. Not caring about someone that is different from you can bring an unhumanitarian end to that person's life, to their innocence, and can be detrimental to their character. And I think that Toni Morrison did that so well with Picolia. She did that so well with the other girls that were involved in this story. I forgot the two girls' other names, but they were also deeply affected. And I think the most important message of this story is that beauty comes in all forms. It's not just the white narrative, but also beauty is in each and every one of us, of who we are, how we become, and how we love each other. So that is my review on The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys have read The Bluest Eye, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about it, or tell me if you've read Toni Morrison's other work. I'm really, really, really excited. This definitely, I will be reading Beloved and Sula and all those other great works, and Jazz, because this book just was incredible, and I highly suggest you guys read it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!